Okay, it's Friday, day number 145. It is August 7th. And today's workout is going to sound incredibly complicated as I say it to you here in the next couple seconds. When we go into the garage, I'm going to write it on a board so you guys can see it with multiple different colors so you can kind of see how the breakdown works. All right, so there is a bunch of pieces here. By pieces, I mean complete 50 double unders and right into a 2-minute AMRAP. Okay, so if it's going to start this way, which it is, you're essentially going to do your 50 double unders. There's no time restriction on the double unders, but we want to get through them aggressively. 50 double unders, and then immediately a 2-minute AMRAP clock starts. Okay, that AMRAP is going to be one movement. Okay, after you complete that AMRAP, there's going to be a 1-minute rest. Now, that piece is going to be repeated 6 total times. That 2-minute AMRAP is going to have 3 different movements, so we're going to go through 2 rounds and do each one twice. The first one is going to be an alternating dumbbell plank row. The second one is going to be a side plank rotation, which I'm guessing I'm going to have to demonstrate for you guys in the garage in a second. And the third one is going to be a Russian twist, ideally with a ball or whatever weight close to the weight that's going to be RX, which is 2014. You guys have. So 2 rounds, 50 double unders, 2-minute AMRAP of plank rows, 1-minute rest. 50 double unders, 2-minute AMRAP of side plank rotations. I have it marked down as 5 reps and 5 reps. You guys can break it up however you want as long as you even out the right and left side. 1-minute rest. 50 double unders, 2-minute AMRAP Russian twist. 1-minute rest, and then we go through those 3 all over again. Okay, so stick around. I'll try to make that easier for you guys to understand, and I will demonstrate those movements as some of you might not have seen them before.
Alright guys, so first thing is first today. As I explained, I'm going to write this out for you guys so it is easier to see. So 2 times through this mess, 50 double unders, start each piece, followed by a 2-minute AMRAP, followed by a 1-minute rest. First of the 3 2-minute AMRAPs that we're going to go through twice is dumbbell plank rows. Second one is the side plank rotation, and then finally that third one is a Russian twist. So without further ado, allow me to demonstrate some of these. So the dumbbell plank rows. In a perfect world, I have 2 dumbbells that I can hold myself in the plank position and alternate between those plank rows with minimal shifting side to side on the hips. I just want to kind of set myself so I have stabilization and control each time. Now, the side plank rotation is going to be holding a side plank, taking the weight underneath to over top of the shoulders. Alright, so if I'm on the left forearm, I'm going to take the dumbbell in my right hand, rotate that shoulder down, trying to keep my hips as straight as I can, and then rotate it up into an overhead T type position with my shoulder blades engaged behind me. From there, I'm into the Russian twist. Feet are going to be off the ground. Wall ball is going to be tapping each side. Now, real quick, with that Russian twist, we do not have to tap the ground on each side. If your range of motion, without you straining your lower back, simply crosses your hips, and that's all we're really looking for there. Okay. With the double unders, if you have not done a double under before, this is probably not going to be the workout, but it doesn't mean you can't practice. If you want to practice, you want to get better at them, or learn double unders in general, let me know and we can go through some private coaching stuff, whether it be digitally or in person. So with double unders, we're looking at 1 hop, 2 rotations of the rope. Okay. I will talk through the modifications, both timing wise and rep wise on those double unders when it comes to finding a way to get out of the workout we want without crushing ourselves for the 2-minute AMRAPs.
Stay tuned for movement modifications.
Alright guys, we're going to have a whole slew of different modifications for this workout. So let's go through the ones we can speak through first, and that's going to be the double unders. A couple different things. You guys can do single unders, in which case let's do 100 if we're pretty decent at them. If not, let's stick with the number of 50. Okay. The idea for the time frame on the 50 double unders is definitely no more than a minute. So if you guys want to give yourself a minute to practice double unders or a minute to do singles or what have you, then that is fine with me, but don't go beyond a minute because now we're talking about decreasing the quality of 2-minute AMRAPs, not simply just raising our heart rate for the 2-minute AMRAPs. Okay. Movement-wise, if we don't have a jump rope, we need to switch it up. We can take our dumbbell, do some taps. We can hop laterally over our dumbbell back and forth, or just a line in general. You guys can always do jumping jacks instead of the double unders or singles, what have you. High heart rate, bouncing on the toes, moving the shoulders around a little bit, needing to breathe a lot is the idea there. Okay, like I said, no more than a minute. Now, when it comes to how to modify those two tricky movements like the dumbbell plank row and the side plank rotation, let's piece this down bit by bit because it's going to depend on a couple different things. I don't want you to do the same thing twice. I want you guys to modify it. With the side plank rotation, these are not heavy. 10 pounds can be a lot of weight for the side plank rotation, especially depending on what kind of sets you guys are looking at back and forth in the 2 minutes, or if you're going to simply just try and do one side all the 2 minutes and do the other side on the second round, which means you might not actually need any weight if you're going to be turning your shoulder in, turning your shoulder out. Right? That rotation in the side plank alone can be a decent amount of work for some people. Now, if we're going to stick with that, then we don't really need to worry about taking that into account when it comes to the plank row. For instance, if you guys have a kettlebell and no dumbbells on the plank row, really all we're looking at is needing to prop ourselves up in the air a little bit so that we have enough space so that kettlebell isn't hitting the ground on the row, in which case you can alternate each rep, or feel free to maybe do a couple, switch it out, do a couple if you're going to have to get in and out of position. If you only have one dumbbell in a regular plank row, it's pretty simple. We alternate hands, we row. If we only have a barbell without any individual weights, this is also something that you guys can modify pretty easily. Take, for example, this PVC pipe. I'm going to pretend it's a barbell. I'm going to pretend like I'm sticking it in a corner up here, or at least in a position that's not going to move around in. And then I'm going to set myself in a plank position over top of the end of the handle. From here, I can row, switch, row, in which case it becomes pretty much the same thing as that single dumbbell. Or again, I can do reps, sets, and then switch it out and do reps and sets. Now, where this could get a little tricky is if we are the person that only has bands. It's not impossible by any means, but we're going to have to be a little creative here. So, here's what I'm looking at. A side plank band row, meaning I'm going to take this band, I'm going to anchor it on something, I'm going to put myself in that side plank position, and I'm going to row the band and I pull. That is going to be our modification for the plank rows, okay? That's not going to be our modification for the side plank rotations, even though we're in a side plank position. In that case, our modification for the side plank rotations is going to be more of an anti-movement. I'm going to put myself into a hollow position. I'm going to take that band and I'm going to anchor it perpendicular to my torso, and I'm going to press it in that hollow position. If you've ever done a Pavlov press before, this is basically a Pavlov press in a hollow position. If we can't hold the hollow position, we find ourselves moving all over the place. All right, we're simply going to do a regular Pavlov press, which is, for example, anchoring the band at where the camera's at, so that it's trying to rotate me and pull me to the side. From there, stabilizing myself, doing my pressing, while that band is trying to pull me open, so that I'm fighting against the movement the band is trying to create. I'm doing an anti-movement workout as opposed to creating the movement. If you guys need some help with the modifications, as always, let me know. Leave me a message on YouTube, shoot me a message on Facebook, or I will post my email address. You guys can always contact